Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to the video, and again, I'm doing a couple requests, quite a few requests, but I figured I would add just a couple random videos as well as we're nearing the end of the month. And one thing I know a lot of people asked me about that apparently July 25th there will be a DVD set of the 2003 Ninja Turtles cartoon. Now, for those who don't know, I love that cartoon very much. It's my personal favorite cartoon for a variety of reasons. And although I grew up with the 80s to 90s Ninja Turtles cartoon, and I enjoyed the comic books, I absolutely adore the first two live-action films from 1990 and 1991. They're childhood favorites of mine. By the time 2003 came along, there was a bit for a while that I was out of the Ninja Turtles because there was really nothing coming out material-wise. Cartoon, movie, anything of the sort, nothing really coming out aside from the Next Mutation live action show where Venus de Milo turtle with like titties, which was weird as a kid because I liked the Ninja Turtles. I never thought I'd see one with titties, but there's neither here nor there. She got a big mouth. What's she gonna use it for? Again, your mind goes in weird directions. So it wasn't really for me. In more ways than one, wasn't really for me. So this comes out, I'm like, wow, this seems like a really cool show. I'm about 20, out of high school, into the job market. This was appropriate for my age. Yes, it's still a kid's show, but it tried to be a little bit more like the comic book, had their moments of violence and action, much more of an action show. I liked the characteristics of the characters, the way they interacted with each other. I like that some of the stories have like 3 parts to them, so the story is a bit more flourish in its plot to be told, and give some breathing room in some stories. I did was like to see some of the comics brought to life. Sometimes for the TV market, there's some things that had to change, which was too bad, but you know, overall they did the best they could with the limitations they had in terms of the rating board. Even at times they pushed it. I still remember there's a bit where there's a nightmare sequence because his creatures make him have these nightmares and visions, and Leonardo is fighting who he thinks is his father, his sensei Splinter, and it ends with him shoving a sword and the sword sticking out of his, pretty much out of his back. I'm like, oh shit. But of course it's, you know, a nightmare. Moments like that made you go, oh wow, okay. I appreciate that it's trying to push as much as they can. I would like to see more of that. Of course, after this, they never did anything remotely close to that, and all the other iterations afterward. But I love the show. Now, this is a, you could say, a fan-made version that I have and really enjoy, and I want to make sure the disc is in here properly. But yeah, this is a fan-made version which has all of the episodes plus behind-the-scenes featurette, interviews with Peter Laird, unused deleted theme songs, bonus shorts, and more. Bit hard to, some people, where'd you get that? Well, I don't think I could say, unless the person out there ever wants to come out and say it, but I'll keep it hush-hush for now because I don't want to get the guy in trouble. But this was really nice. Obviously fan-made, but if they could have done something like this with the features, this is a fan one, would have been fine. But this DVD coming out, number one, it's a DVD set, not a Blu-ray set. I mean, once in a while I did DVDs, yes, but very rarely. And again, it's 2003. You can't make a Blu-ray set of the show. You gotta have a DVD set. I think that's pretty weird. That's number one. Number two, there's been like no big official word from the major companies involved with it, Nickelodeon, etc. It's like, oh, some person found on Twitter. And then there was on this one website called Movie Zine, which I never heard of Movie Zine, with a Z-Y-N-G. Never heard of that site before. It finally got an Amazon listing. Then you look into it, it's MOD, manufactured on demand. So, in a way, it's a glorified DVD-R. I mean, it's made on demand. That's what it is. It's glorified DVD-R. People get mad at the semantics and say, well, it's a glorified DVD-R, or maybe a bit smoother DVD-R, but that's what it is. Manufactured on demand. There's not going to be any features on it. And you don't know, one, is it going to be in order? Because there are times when the show premiered and was going out, sometimes things would get out of order. So, wait a minute, this episode is talking about an event that hasn't happened yet. But then 3 episodes later, oh, well, that's the event. So, number one, yeah, make sure that the episodes are in the proper order. Will there be any mistakes? Because there have been times where they get from one medium to another and a mistake pops up for whatever reason. How many times has Stream Factory, when they released a movie, and, oh, the movie's missing this footage for whatever reason, or it's missing this audio cue, or this bit's missing, just because there's not always the best quality control. And again, like, they just say Nickelodeon stuff, but what's the actual company releasing this? Like, an actual, I mean, I don't know, there's a lot of things that seem a bit weird and suspect about it. And it's one of those where I don't know if I want to pony up the money to give this a chance, because it's about $66 to $70 when, for me personally, I mean, if you don't have it at all, I can understand, and you need to give it a shot. And who knows, if you see it and you watch it and you're much of a fan of it of the show as I am, you let me know. I would love to hear people's opinion on it. Otherwise, I'm sitting there going, why don't I just keep this? Because I already have this. But not you guys, I understand that. So, if anyone out there ever gets it, and is as knowledgeable on the show as I am, you can let me know. Is it in order? Are there any errors? How do the discs play? It's I don't have any features. And again, it's DVD, so I understand it's not going to be any much for picture quality. For all I know, who knows what the picture quality is? Again, why it's DVD, not Blu-ray, I don't know. Talk about being cheap. And even like simple things, superficial things. How are the disc sets in there? How are they stacked? Are they stacked? Or like how they put in there? Is it just little sleeves? Like, again, all the details at hand. Because again, I might do so. Because if that's the case, then it's like, well, hell, just download the episodes on YouTube when it's there, before it's taken down, and make your own set, or something like that. And then you download all the features on YouTube and add those to it. So I only mention it because a few people have been mentioning it to me, and they know how much I'm a fan of the show, but again, this is why I have my things of, okay, why was it only on this movie zine that I've never heard of first? Okay, it finally got Amazon, but it's manufactured on demand, which, how well are the discs going to be pressed? Like the higher-ups of these companies, they haven't really put much of any buzz on it, although that would be typical. Since this show always gets the shaft in terms of publicity, and Nickelodeon doesn't give much of a rat's ass about it. So if this is some flimsy thing they just piss out as cheap as possible, but then it's better to pay again with tax and shipping almost $70 as of right now, maybe cheaper later, who knows. I will wait your review. Who? I don't know, but I'll wait your review. Because I really doubt this. Yeah. Unless someone's like, yeah, it's perfect. Have you opened the disc yet? Have you looked at it? No. But it's perfect. It's great. Or, how much of this have you watched? Well, 5 minutes. Yeah, but these are like 100 and... No, it don't matter. I watched 5 minutes and there's pictures and color and it moves. A+. Because sometimes there's reviewers like that. You know. Maybe that's part of the reason why I get so critical on stuff, because I see so many other reviews are just A+. I'm like, well, even films I like, I mean, very rarely are there ones that are perfect, but anyway, what can you do? So with that said, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.